Is that what? My mom got me into needlepoint. I'm not quite as obsessed as she is. Like 7 or 8. Say that again? Oh. Oh, yes. Boom, I'm going to fall. That's okay. Do you hear it?
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Whether you're with us here in person, Shabbat Shalom, also everyone with us via live stream. We can give everyone a wave. We can turn around to the camera in the back. Hello, Mom. Hello, Dad. Hello, Gaga. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. So glad you're here with us. And I'm entering the Shabbat feeling like there was a lot going on in the world this week. I think there was a lot of heaviness that I experienced. Even just reading the news, there is just an unforeseen amount of gun violence that's still reigning through the country. Environmentally, our country, our world had one of its worst heat breaks in history, and there's more. We can always think of more, which is, I think, why Judaism is so smart. I think Judaism does something so well, is that when the world feels like it's in chaos or destruction, the response is we need to rest. We need to have, even if it's one moment, one part of our day, one part of our week, where we can just sit and dwell and be. Judaism's response to chaos is Shabbat. My blessing for us is that we can embody the integral, the most foundational definition of Shabbat. Its earliest meaning is to sit. If we can just sit amidst the chaos, sit with ourselves, sit with our community, may that be our blessing on this Shabbat. We'll begin with Hine Matov. It can be found on page 10. How good it is, how pleasant it is that we can all sit together amidst the chaos. Page 10.
Hine ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Continue in our prayer books on page 10 with Yedid Nefesh. If I could find it, because that's just what happens. Hold on. This is what happens. 1 second. This is when Rabbi Chasen would say, "That's why I don't use technology during services."
That's why I don't use technology during services.
Come on, really? No. No. It's not. It's just my computer being finicky, which happens. Nope. Got it. Nope. I'm all set. We're all good, guys. I promise.
It's a chance to practice sitting.
That's right. Yedid nefesh av harachaman, av harachaman, neshoch avdecha el retzonecha, el retzonecha. So on our table blessings, Rabbi Goldberg asked the group of people that were on what was something that was nourishing us. And it got me really thinking about what was nourishing me right now. And as we just hit our 1 year anniversary with Leo Beck Temple, it occurred to me that, not that it doesn't all the time, but just even in particular in this moment, how this community nourishes me. And being that I was away this past couple of weeks, came home, got sick, it was a whole big ordeal. There were so many people that I could rely upon, even in this community. I'm looking at Sally, who stepped in and led our meditation so beautifully last week when I couldn't be on the call. And so I'm just thinking about kind of how we can live our lives, remembering gratitude and remembering how wonderful it is to kind of cherish those around you and to be grateful. And so as I was looking for a poem today, I found a poem by the Dalai Lama that I want to share with you all. This is called The Practice for the New Millennium. Spend 5 minutes at the beginning of each day remembering we all want the same things: to be happy, to be loved, and we are all connected to one another. Spend 5 minutes breathing in, cherishing yourself, and breathing out, cherishing others. If you think about people you have difficulty cherishing, extend your cherishing to them anyways. During the day, extend that attitude to everyone you meet. Practice cherishing the simplest person, like clerks or attendants or people you even dislike. Continue this practice no matter what happens or what anyone does to you. These thoughts are simple, inspiring, and helpful. The practice of cherishing can be taken very deeply if done wordlessly, allowing yourself to feel the love and appreciation that already exists in your heart. Seek to do brave and lovely things which are left undone by the majority of people. Give gifts of love and peace to those whom others pass by. I want to say I am grateful for you all as I stand here with this community and look out. I'm grateful for you and for this incredible place that we get to call home. So I am nourished by that. We are going to continue with Lecha Dodi. This melody is one that Rabbi Goldberg and I have done many times, but may be new to some people here. Mm-hmm. So we invite you all to just join in. It is a great, new, awesome Lecha Dodi, which I think some of you will hear and go, of course we know it, because we've done it. But anyways, we're on page 20. Verse 9. בואי ושלום, עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת לקבלה.
We'll stay standing and we will turn to page 28 for our call to prayer, our Baruch. On page 31, in the middle of the page, there is an English reading, which we will read together. This is an hour of change. Within it, we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it, we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Our Shema can be found on page 34. We'll take just a moment. I'll invite you either to close your eyes or lower your gaze if you feel comfortable, just to ground yourself in our Shema, our prayer of deep listening, our prayer of oneness.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך. וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם,
Emet.
אמת.
Before we turn to page 40 for our Mi Chamocha prayer, some imagery that comes to mind for me is the Israelites crossing the Sea of Reeds. And the first thing that they do when they get to the other side is they sing and they dance and they celebrate and they sing the words that we're about to sing, but it's really an understanding of pure, deep joy. That's what they're getting at. They're getting at pure, deep joy. One way in which that I think we can tap into our joy is through this understanding of, he's a contemporary poet. His name's Ross Gay. He has incredible work, and he was actually recently published in the Union for Reform Judaism's most recent Reform Haggadah that came out maybe a year ago, 2 years ago. And this is a poem about how we can tap into joy, and it relates directly to Mi Chamocha. My hunch is that joy is an ember or precursor to wild and unpredictable and transgressive and unboundaried solidarity. And that solidarity might incite further joy, which might incite further solidarity, and on and on. My hunch is that joy, emerging from our common sorrow, which does not necessarily mean that we have the same sorrows, but we in common have sorrows, might draw us together. It might depolarize us and de-atomize us enough that we can consider what we have in common: love. And though attending to what we hate in common is too often all the rage, and it happens also to be very big business, noticing what we love in common and studying that might help us survive. It's why I think of joy, which really gets us to love, as a being of, or really as a practice for survival. And Mi Chamocha is really the epitome of a practice for survival. As we embark upon our Mi Chamocha journey together on page 40, may we channel our deep, pure joy, and may that lead to a survival that is full of love and meaning and joy. Page 40.
As we sit here, we've crossed the sea, and although the Jews in the desert didn't really have structures yet at this point, they had each other. And we can take this opportunity to feel the safety and the love that we have when we're with each other. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'shalom, L'shalom V'ha'amidenu Malkeinu L'chaim Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha Amen. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. Amen.
Our Amidah, our standing prayer, our prayer of being with ourselves, being closest to God, the divine, can be found on page 46. We'll rise in all the ways we are able. We'll recite the first 3 blessings together. And following that, it'll be an opportunity for silent meditation, reflection, prayer on our own, whether the prayers on the page or the prayers of our hearts. When we're finished, we can be seated.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekoneh Hakol, Vezocher Chasdei Avot Ve'imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atah, Rav lehoshia, Morid hatal. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
We'll continue silently.
Love, blessed love, holy love, sacred love, abundant love, source of love, let your love shine down on me. From below, from above, love, I hope I'm worthy of, oh source of love, let your love shine down on me. Before the morning light, I already feel it shining. Before I open up my eyes, I already see it shining. When my road is rough, I can feel your love, and that's enough for me. Blessed love, holy love, sacred love, abundant love, source of love, let your love shine down on me. As above, so below, love from whom all blessings flow, oh source of love, let your love shine down on me, and the from above. Protect my family and be a light in me. Shine on me and the ones I love. Shine from below and from above. Protect my family and shine through me. Be a light in me. Be a light in me. Love.
Shabbat Shalom. This Torah portion, Parshat Pinchas, it's called, brings us face to face with the courageous actions of Pinchas, a man who stood up for justice in a time of moral crisis. Pinchas serves as a shining example of how we can find the strength within ourselves to go and confront injustice and promote righteousness in our own lives. In this parsha, we witness the Israelites struggling with immorality and idolatry. The people were seduced by the temptations surrounding them, drifting away from their spiritual path as they knew it. It is in this context that this man, Pinchas, emerges as a beacon of righteousness. He recognizes the need for action and understands that complacency in the face of wrongdoing is not an option. We too must learn from Pinchas to be vigilant and attentive to the injustices that surround us, never turning a blind eye to them. Okay, I'm going to do something now which I've never done before. And it might be because I'm 1 year in and I'm needing some support. I want to request your feedback on how I'm doing so far. This is a public forum of feedback. You don't have very many opportunities for it, so if you have thoughts, ideas, questions, comments, now's the time. How's the writing? How's the delivery? How's my stance? Anything? Yes.
You always start with positive, so great.
Thank you. We got a great. All right. Anything?
We will take issue on a substantive matter with Pinchas, who did take the law into his own hands, and that does have a counterpoint.
He was a zealot. That's true. Thank you. Yes.
I just don't think it's a fair question because as a rabbi, you marry and bury us, and so we just want to stand on good side. So we're just going to tell you you're doing a good job.
It's an unfair question, so you have to tell me. Yes, Dan's saying that it's an unfair question because you're the rabbi and you marry and bury us. So I have to tell you that you do a great job. Thank you, Dan. Anything else?
I like the way you keep time to all the music. I like the way you snap your fingers. It's almost as though you have one of those little salt shaker,
Like a little egg shaker, something like that?
eggs in your hands.
I know, exactly.
You're very present.
Very good. Thank you, Judy. Yes, Allison.
I think you're absolutely wonderful, and
I'm ready. I'm ready.
I think you should sing louder.
Hmm.
You guys should sing
Wow.
together because you have an incredible voice.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Last one, Rebecca.
My dad says something about how like still waters run deep,
Hmm.
and that always makes me think of you. And no, I feel like your devotion is very like humble and authentic, and you are just like so lovable and such a joy.
Thank you. That's so lovely. We're gonna end with Bob. I can't not end with Bob.
You've always got a smile.
Wow. Even when I'm talking about Pinchas, this zealot who killed an Israelite, took the laws into his own hands. Thank you. I have a confession to write. I have a confession. The beginning of this Devar Torah was inspired by our own Gary Stern, who comes to the Minyan all the time, a wonderful congregant. A few weeks or months ago, he shared this really incredible drash that, if you're laughing, you might know, that actually it wasn't him. It wasn't him. My confession is that I didn't write these words. I did not write these words about the beginning of Pinchas. I did not write the words about battling injustice and taking it into our own hands and living our lives in that way too. But no one wrote these words. ChatGPT. ChatGPT wrote these words. You don't need us anymore. Because ChatGPT can just offer the sermon. These words came from, if you do not know, ChatGPT it's an artificial intelligence bot, which became very, very popular, I would say, last year. But it's been in the making probably for how long? This is a long time, 7-8 years. This one in particular.
Let me weigh in here.
Please, thank you, Paul.
To suggest that it's an accurate interpretation is actually not fair.
That I agree with you.
Because there's a lot of, in the legal world that I live in, ChatGPT literally makes up factual cases and citations which don't exist. And lazy lawyers actually cite those cases and those principles that do not actually exist again.
Good.
It's sanctioned across the country for use. So the fact that it was in fact artificial intelligence, it's artificial.
It's totally artificial. No, it's a misnomer, in fact.
Yeah.
Exactly. This artificial intelligence bot, ChatGPT, scours the internet, and when it does find something that like works with what your query is, it'll spit that back out for you. But when it doesn't find something, it'll make it up. Or it'll look at a forum that someone wrote, which might not be true, and it'll take that because that was on the internet. And of course, everything on the internet is true, right?
Just ask you that. I wasn't really criticizing you, apparently.
No.
So I'll just stick with great.
That's great. That's great. So I think the most amazing part of this program is that it's actually organized by computer scientists to mimic like the neural network in a brain. And so what it does is the AI bot, it goes into the internet and it brings back data and it organizes and compiles the data into a big data set, and it's actually called a neural network. That's what they teach in computer science classes. And it's modeled after the brain, and it's meant to create connection points from point A to point B, or point A to point C, or point B to point D. So any way that it can be connected, there's that opportunity. And that helps it to predict what text should come next, or what text it should produce, or what text it should not produce. And so ChatGPT has literally breached like any potential computer that we've ever seen so far today. It's really remarkable. It's remarkable, it's novel, and it's exciting. And it also may stir up some questions within us. How should we live in this new era of artificial intelligence or artificial lack of intelligence? What tasks should be automated? What tasks should be done for us? And what tasks must we double down on? And how can we continue living in a world that might, dare I say, diminish the value of human potential? Our Torah actually hints about what it's like for a civilization to transition into a completely new experience of newness and transition and change. In Parshat Pinchas, in this section, ChatGPT did not write. I promise you. We read that Moses and his nephew Eleazar, it says, Se'u et rosh kol adat b'nai Yisrael. Moses and his nephew Eleazar, they take a census of all the male Israelites over the age of 20, likely for reasons of organizing an army, and it totals to 600,000. The census also reveals a startling fact, that only 3 Israelites, Joshua, Caleb, and Moses, had been counted in the first census when the Israelites found themselves in their initial wanderings in the Egyptian desert after leaving Egypt. All the other Israelites, except Joshua, Caleb, and Moses, from the first census had died. According to medieval commentary, the census is done for a variety of reasons that differ from organizing an army, or in addition to organizing an army. 1, to see how many of the Israelites survived their wandering. 2, to serve as proof that the Israelites have kept their family lines pure, to keep a bloodline. And 3, perhaps what I think is most intriguing, is that the time of Moses' death is approaching, and the Torah knows this. And just as a shepherd would, Moses counts his flock before turning them over to a new shepherd. So when Moses counts the people Israel, it's as if he is handing off sheep to a new shepherd. That might transport us to a similar reality in which we find ourselves today. Much of our world's industries are being affected, if not totally handed off to, like a shepherd to a new shepherd, by AI, whether we like it or not. Healthcare, cybersecurity, e-commerce, transit, law, manufacturing, advertising, music. I could go on. There is so much newness and transition and change happening. A great deal of it can be attributed to technological advancement, and we are living through that transition, whether we like it or not. How ought we show up in this new world? One that is ripe with artificial intelligence and growing with it. One medieval theologian from Jewish history, although he sort of went off the deep end and didn't end up being Jewish at the end of his life, Baruch Spinoza, suggests, that's a whole Torah study that we can get into. I would love to sit down with you and talk with you about that. His name's Baruch Spinoza, and he suggests that the human experience requires consciousness and embodiment. The human experience requires consciousness and embodiment, he says. And he continues, the body can, by the sole laws of its nature, do many things that the mind wonders at. It is in fact a deeply Jewish understanding that sitting in awe and wonderment and embodiment, that is the antithesis of artificial intelligence. One of the foundational tenets of the artificial intelligence experience is that it is not grounded in a biological reality. It's not grounded in wonderment, and it's not grounded in awe. Rather, AI is based in big data and neural networks. It's based in regression analysis and statistical distributions and natural language processing. To be part of the biological reality, one must be able to live with and be emboldened by memory and consciousness. Biological organisms, like us, we must be able to look at ourselves and hold ourselves in conscience and sit with it. We can sit in awe. We can sit in nature. And we can experience reality in wonder. Computers cannot. Contemporary Australian writer, poet, and singer-songwriter Nick Cave. He muses on the value of humanity. He references Yuval Noah Harari's new book, 21 Lessons for the 21st Century, who writes that artificial intelligence, with its limitless potential and connectedness, will ultimately render many humans redundant in the workplace. This sounds entirely feasible. However, he goes on to say that AI will be able to write better songs than humans can. He says, and excuse my simplistic summation, that we listen to songs to make us feel certain things, and that in the future, AI will simply be able to map the individual mind and create songs tailored exclusively to our own particular mental algorithms. And those mental algorithms can make us feel with far more intensity and precision whatever it is we want to feel. If we are feeling sad and we want to feel happy, we will simply listen to our bespoke AI happy song, and the job will get it done. Cave continues, but I am not sure that this is all songs do. Of course, we go to songs to make us feel something. Happy, sad, attractive, homesick, excited, or whatever. But this is not all a song does. What a great song makes is that it makes us feel a sense of awe. There is a reason for this. A sense of awe is almost exclusively predicated on our limitations as human beings. It is entirely to do with our audacity as humans to reach beyond our potential. Nick Cave may be right. Perhaps when we acknowledge that we human beings have limitations, and when we have the audacity to stretch beyond them, we can create meaning in our lives beyond whatever can be created by a chat GPT. Our future lies ahead. It will be filled with new technology and automation and development. We know this. And some of it's good. Oliver Sacks teaches, we read excitedly of the latest chemical, computational, or quantum theory of mind, and then ask, is that all there is to it? I'll say that no, that is not all there is to it. There will be, yes, some amazing poetry and amazing music and images and stories that AI will create. And that is of tremendous value. But many of the poems and images and pieces of music humans will create too. And when humanity stretches far beyond its potential, that is when we know that the great experiment of humanity is worth it. And humans stretching beyond their potential, it's irreplaceable. My charge for us on the Shabbat and moving forward is for all of us to keep creating, keep writing, keep painting, keep photographing, keep composing, keep singing, keep holding hands, keep doing what computers can't do, so that we may merit a world soon that computers can never fully replicate, a world in which we have the audacity to reach beyond our potential. Shabbat Shalom.
One way that we can for sure not be replaced by computers is by reaching out to others and seeing them and being with them and hearing them and giving them all the love and support that they need in times when they need it most. And our Misha Berach prayer was not written by GPT. Chat GPT was written by Debbie Friedman. But it's one of those songs that, yes, brings us nostalgia and brings us that feeling of connection. And I think when people hear it, brings comfort. It's just that one melody. The number of times I've been asked to record it and say, can I play it for my loved one in the hospital? Or, and I think that's really important and really something to value. So we have this opportunity now to join together in that prayer. And if there are people that you're thinking of today, I invite you to please share their names with us so that we can link those names together, hold them in our hearts. I'm going to start over here. Glenn. Thank you. Yeah, Sally. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We take all those names into our hearts, and in particular, we take those names of people who are experiencing violence and just awful things that are occurring in our world right now, who are in need of that healing. So we'll join together on page 253 in our Misha Berach. Misha Berach Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishe Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We'll offer a refuah shlema, a speedy and complete and full recovery to all those who are in need of healing. And we'll all say together,
Amen.
Amen. Our concluding service begins with Aleinu. It can be found on page 282, and we'll rise as we're able.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. page 287. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד ושמו אחד ושמו אחד.
Words to prepare us for Mourner's Kaddish can be found on our supplement on the back. A reading by Lee Young Lee. From Blossoms comes this brown paper bag of peaches we bought from the boy at the bend in the road where we turned toward signs painted peaches. From laden boughs, from hands, from sweet fellowship in the bins, comes nectar at the roadside, succulent peaches we devour, dusty skin and all. Comes the familiar dust of summer, dust we eat. Oh, to take what we love inside, to carry within us an orchard, to eat not only the skin, but the shade, not only the sugar, but the days, to hold the fruit in our hands, adore it, then bite into the round jubilance of peach. There are days we live as if death were nowhere in the background, from joy to joy to joy, from wing to wing, from blossom to impossible blossom, to sweet, impossible blossom. As we recite Mourner's Kaddish this evening, we especially remember Sarah Allen, Rabbi Jacob Bauman, Max Bauman, Helen Broker, David George Brooks, Doris Chartrand, Joseph Cohen, Eugene Davis, Philip A. Diamond, Sylvia Weinstein Fisher, Daniel Fogel, Jill Franklin, Luis Weinman Gerdwin, Bertram Given, Philip Goldman, Paul H. Guth, Irene Hart, Irene Howard, Theodore Kahn, William Solomon Kaplan, Ada Levy, Burton Lewis, Naaman Lipinski, Corinne Rarick, Leo Rose, Sheldon Rothstein, Lawrence Eugene Scalier, Leon Labe Segan, Sarah Silverman, Manuel S. Sims, Robert Sklar, Carl Weil, J.H. Buddy Wilkenfeld, Peg Yorkin, Sylvia Zanville, Sunny Ziersch. If there are others whom you are holding on this Shabbat, please, I invite you to rise and share their name with our community.
From Ellen.
We'll rise together as one community. Mourner's Cottage can be found on page 294. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Ba'alma divra chirute v'yamlich malchute. B'chaye chon u'v'yomei chon u'v'chaye dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehe shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam ul'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yit'alal. Shmei dekudsha brichu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbahata v'nehemata. Da'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehe shlama Rabbah min shmaya. V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav. Ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru. Amen. May the one who creates harmony and peace and comfort in the high spaces also bring harmony and peace and comfort and love to us in this realm as well, to which we'll say amen.
Amen. Ose shalom bimroma, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Ose shalom bimroma, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Ose shalom bimroma, shalom aleinu, yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.